Morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. I'm Sean Butler. Bugsy Maloney's just in front. There's a couple of horsies for you, enjoying their breakfast. I asked them earlier, I said, "Hi horsies, how's your day going? Are you good?" And they went, I hope you're having a better day than them. I hope you're happy and healthy, doing the things that you love with the people that you love doing them with. Exactly. It's exactly what they just said. Guys, do me a favour please before we get going. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, drop a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on today's video. Let's get going on it. There's not a hell of a lot to talk about apart from the news that's come out of Turkey from a journalist, a newspaper called Fotospor, that says Turkish goalkeeper, international goalkeeper and Fenerbahce captain, 24-year-old Altay Bayindir, is leaving the club at the end of the season to join Tottenham on a free transfer. He'll get paid 20 grand a week and is seen as highly rated, highly skilled, and could be looked at as the future long-term replacement for Hugo Lloris. This isn't a he's been linked with, heavily linked with. It's, according to Fotospor, it's done. It's agreed. He's just seeing out the rest of his contract, which is interesting. Have you heard of him? I haven't. I hadn't. To be honest, I'll be entirely honest with you, I don't usually watch too much international football that has Turkey involved. I don't watch too much Turkish football that has Fenerbahce involved. And so I don't watch too much football that has Altay involved. I'm not even sure if I'm saying his name correctly. However, what I have got access to is a wonderful tool called Y-Scout that allows you to pump in a player's name, and then it will show you all of the stats around that player and the team that he plays for. And it also has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos that breaks down everything the guy does in silos, and they categorize it by every important characteristic or feature or part of a player in that particular position's game. So in the case of a goalkeeper, it's going to show his reflexes, it's going to show his saves, it's going to show the goals that were conceded, it's going to show penalties, it's going to show aerial threats, competence. It's also going to show distribution, all of that kind of stuff. And it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 5 to 10 yard clips. Now obviously it's not ideal to not be able to see the player all the time, but it gives you more than enough information so you can zone in on any particular area. And I did that. I looked at his bits and pieces. I've got to be honest, guys, he does look really good. He does look really good. He's quite, I'm not sure how tall he is, but his frame kind of looks a bit like Hugo Lloris. You know, he's not like a Fraser Foster, like a big unit of a guy. He's more slight, but as a consequence, he's very able to kind of move around, be flamboyant with his saves. And I think flamboyant is the right word to describe him. Sometimes he loves to get off the floor, diving through the air, loves to punch the ball clear where possible. He's very good at making sure that if he does make a save, he's parrying it away from the goal rather than just parrying it anywhere. All of the goals that they conceded, it didn't look like any of them were really his fault. There was no clangers that I could see. Didn't really see too much of him coming and gathering, collecting the ball in the air. So I don't know what his aerial competence is like. His distribution looks very good. He's got the ability to drive the ball low and direct into the channels. I saw 2 or 3 really, really cool clips in the last 3 or 4 games of him smashing the ball from the right-hand side of the penalty area into the left-hand channel where Sonny would be, for example. And he looks really competent at that. He doesn't do long loopy clearances that are easy for the defenders to get under and head away. As I say, low, direct, driven with a level of determination about it. So I don't know if he is supposed to come in and be the long-term replacement for Hugo Lloris, which is what has been intimated by the report. He's on 20 grand a week if he comes to Tottenham. If the article's correct, £1 million a year salary, 20 grand a week, and a free transfer. You'd hope that wouldn't be the marquee goalkeeper signing. Maybe his intentions is to come in and be, second choice behind Fraser Foster, maybe even third choice for the time being until Fraser Foster runs that contract down, and then compete with the likes of Alfie Whiteman and Brandon Austin. Yeah, I saw an article yesterday saying that Alfie Whiteman was going to, or has signed a new contract, keeping him at Tottenham until 2025. The man's 24 years old, and as far as I'm aware, he's already playing fourth choice behind Hugo, Forster and Brandon Austin. What is the point of signing him up at 24? I know goalkeepers mature later, but you'd have thought he would have cracked into the team or made some inroads by now. I don't think that there's any point in doing it, but whatever. I'd rather he came in as part of a double goalkeeper move, and that we definitely focused on getting somebody else in. Who that is, but there's loads of options, isn't there? They've got Raya, who's awesome. I'd even take Emiliano Martinez from Aston Villa. I think he's brilliant, especially with his shithousery. Goalkeeper at Wolves is fantastic. People are talking about Jordan Pickford. He's one to avoid for me. I don't particularly rate him that highly. He's hit and miss, isn't he? He's got a clanger in him, just like Hugo Lloris has, and we don't want that. We want dependability. Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid's often been touted as an option. Personally, I like Illan Meslier from Leeds. He's a youngster. I think he's got bundles of talent, oodles of talent. He's still a bit raw, obviously. He'll make mistakes, but I think he would be fantastic. And yeah, so this guy, like I say, Altay looks talented. He looks like a good keeper from what I've seen, but I haven't seen too much of it. And that's about as much information as I can give you. Let me know, do you know anything about Altay? Have you seen him? Do you watch the Turkish league? Let me know if you have a better insight on him and if he's good enough. And if he is that good, is he highly rated like the article says? Should he be competing for Hugo, and would you be happy with that one? Only other transfer news really to get through, guys, just real brief, is there's more talks of James Maddison again, that Tottenham and Newcastle are going to battle it out in the summer, and that it's going to cost between 60 and 70 million quid. May even go higher than that because of the English tax and the fact that we're competing with money bags from Saudi Arabia in Newcastle's owners. Would James Maddison come in and make sense? Depends who the manager is, I guess. If Antonio Conte is still here next season, how much game time is he going to get in a 3-4-3? How much do you want to see us pivot to a 3-5-2 with James Maddison in the pivot? Is he better suited for Newcastle? Newcastle are a team that I guess could compete on the opportunity for winning major honours. I don't think there's a lot of difference between Tottenham and Newcastle in kind of where they're at the moment, not just in the league, but if you're going to compete on the trajectory of the club, you'd say that Tottenham maybe are kind of like hit a plateau or even come back a couple of pegs from our lift up over the last 5-10 years. Newcastle were only last year relegation fodder, and all of a sudden they were top four. They are top four candidates. So if you're looking at that from a James Maddison's perspective, you're probably going to think that Newcastle is just as good an opportunity as Tottenham is, and you might get paid more money. I don't know. I don't think it will happen. I'd love James Maddison to come at Tottenham. It all depends to me, though, what the manager is that he'll be playing for if he came to Tottenham. If it was a Pochettino or someone like him, I'd imagine he'd get a lot more minutes than he would under Antonio Conte, but who knows? Let me know your thoughts on him, guys. There's nothing else to talk about, so I'll leave it right there. Like, share and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.